Shane Steichen is taking over play calling for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I want to ask the question, what does this mean, right? What is Philadelphia Eagles now? What will we look like with Shane Steichen taking full-time control of play calling? Will it be more of a pass-first offense? Will it be more of a rush offense? Well, I'm going to give you my opinion, but let's get into it.
You want Philly food?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today I want to talk about Shane Steichen. This is a guy that, if you have been following the channel, I have been saying for a while, I felt like he was on the hot seat. I felt like he was a guy that really had to step it up this year, really make an impact for him to stay on this team. Now, obviously, becoming the lead play caller is a pretty big impact. He's going to have to make some things happen, but it's not new, right? So last year, he did take over play calling towards the end of the year, and he, we obviously saw our offense kind of flourish as a run-first offense. Now, my thing is with this, right? Before we get into all this, before we get into my whole opinion, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 4K. We would love for you guys to join that ride. And if you like the setup, we're going to have a couple different camera angles coming during the lives and everything. A lot of new things coming, but be sure to hit that like and join because it's only going to get better. I promise you that. But Shane Steichen, look, the only thing that worries me about this move is that some people, and I'm not going to say some people, I've been talking on Twitter, right? And some people are saying that Shane Steichen took over because Nick Sirianni may have been overwhelmed. Now, that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. Now, I understand as a head coach, you have to understand your flaws. You have to understand what you can and can't do and kind of delegate the rest, right? So if you felt overwhelmed, you felt like you were doing too much and you didn't want to call the plays and you want to give it to Shane Steichen, I guess in a sense that makes sense, but to me, it's like we hired you because you were an offensive guy. We hired you most likely with the intentions of you running this offense, with the intentions of you kind of putting everything together. Now, my question is Shane Steichen just going to be the figurehead? Is Shane Steichen just going to be the guy holding the clipboard that says the numbers of the plays, or is he going to really have a huge impact in the game plan of the day? Like, we've seen before, we've seen a lot of game callers kind of just script out the first 15, but will Nick Sirianni be a guy that's like, you have three different options? Pick one of these three and then call it in. I don't know how much he's realistically giving up the reins, and it makes me nervous. It really does. This guy is an offensive guy. This guy came in here with the tagline of a young, innovative coach. We were thinking we were going to get all this exotic looking plays. And if Shane Steichen's really the guy, why do we really need a Nick Sirianni? But I love that Nick Sirianni is comfortable within himself enough to go ahead and give him the, position. I hope Shane Steichen does well. It does kind of, it confuses me because I wonder what we're going to be, right? I wonder what we're going to be next year because we saw Shane Steichen was more running. He ran the ball way more short passes, more quick screen type things. So is that who we're going to be? And if it is, that might be perfect for Jalen Hurts, right? That might be exactly what he needs. We obviously have Brian Johnson, who used to be his former coach, former Jalen Hurts coach, right? So he knows Jalen Hurts. I will double down and say that Shane Steichen is probably even under more pressure now than he was prior. And I thought that he was on a hot seat prior, but I think he's under more pressure now. If this offense doesn't work, I would not be surprised to see Brian Johnson getting a promotion. I would not be surprised at all. It really comes down to how much they believe in Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts is the guy that they want to move forward with, and there's, no convincing them otherwise, then I can see a Brian Johnson getting the next crack if Shane Steichen can't figure out some way to make him work. You have A.J. Brown. You have Devontae Smith. You have the #1 rushing team in the league. You have one of the best, if not the best, offensive line in the league. You have, a quarterback that's top 20, and I think that's enough. So I don't know. I think that Shane Steichen, it's interesting that he's getting the play calls. It's interesting. Obviously, like I said, last year he did take over kind of towards the end of the year. They're saying halfway. I think it was more towards the end of the year. But either way, it's interesting. I think that it does nothing but put more pressure on a Shane Steichen. But you guys let me know what you're thinking. Do you think this puts more pressure on Shane Steichen? Do you think that this kind of calms the pressure down? Does this calm the storm down? I don't think so. But either way, y'all know what it is, man. It's Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. There's been your cup of coffee with Castro. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what y'all thinking. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere. This is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.